Hello, everybody. Hey, can't talk today. This is Kim with Kim's Creations and Card Ministry. I'm coming to you on a pre-recorded video. Today is Monday, April the 6th, 2026. I'm working on junk journals right now and some ephemera and things to put in my journals. I have a bunch of journals I've put together. But today I'm working on a challenge that Margaret with 7 Plaza and, oh, what is it? Let me see. Oh, here it is. Margaret with 7 Plaza and Crafty by Tony are doing this ABC April challenge. So it's hashtag ABC April 2026. There's also one from 2025. And so I did the letter A. And for my thing for letter A, we kind of picked something with an A. I picked accordion. So I did accordion style tags. This was letter A. And I've been busy and haven't been able to do any of the other letters. And I didn't even finish these. But I wanted to get those out there to get onto the board for the letter A. And today is letter E. I had something I wanted to do for E, but I did not get the item that I needed to do it. And I may do it later just for the heck of it because I think it would be a lot of fun. But anyway, and this is Ivy. If she's in the video, I can't tell. She's my cat that gets in everything, my tuxedo. If you hear a dog barking, it's my son's dog, Harley. She's visiting. I'm dog sitting. She is a Beagle Dachshund mix, and she's adorable. She does bark sometimes, but she's pretty good. Anyway, this is how you can reach me. If you have any questions about what I'm working on, I also am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, so you will see me use a lot of Stampin' Up! Products. All right, so ABC April 2026. Today, we are working on the letter E. And I didn't bring my idea book in here with me today. But of course we have ephemera, we have embellishments, we have envelopes. So any of those things fall in the letter E. And basically what I'm working on today is making my own embellishments or ephemera for my journals. So I'm working on making some homemade ephemera and embellishments. Now, I might be using some stamps from Stampin' Up. I know I will be. And other products as well. But E for ephemera or embellishments. So that's what we're working on. All right, I'm going to set these aside. I'll probably pull them back at the end if I think about it. I might leave that one sitting there. I don't know if it's still in the video. But we are on the letter E today. I have pulled out a handful of different papers that I have. Literally scraps on my desk, and I realized I probably didn't get enough because I thought of something I wanted to try. And I'm gonna pull out some more book pages here. These are pretty decent book pages. This is something I'm just gonna experiment with. I need to get another circle punch. I want my bigger one. I should probably do the smaller one, but I'm gonna start with my big one because bigger's easier to work with, and when I'm practicing something I hadn't done before, I want to go with the bigger. I just heard Harley barking in the background, but that's okay. I think what I'm going to do is tear off these ends because I want the writing to show. I have so many of these. I don't know if I'm going to keep them or not. I'll leave them here on my desk in case I use them now. So the other thing is I'm trying to use stuff that's on my desk. Basically on my desk as we speak, or on the floor around my desk. There's actually a bag of scraps on the floor around my desk. So I'm gonna go ahead. I got a couple of those cut out. I'm gonna set the other papers to the side while I'm working on this little mini project I thought I would try. So I had made, by punching circles, I don't know if I showed y'all these, I had made some flowers. I've seen a lot of people do these. I just used circles. I folded them, I glued them together, and I came up with a cute flower. I want to try something a little different though. So I punched circles, but then what I want to do is cut this. Have any of y'all ever seen the Easter Bunny cake? It's a pretty basic thing. Let me get I'll show you. So you take two cake pans, round cake pans, 8-inch, 9-inch, 10-inch, whatever you have. So you got two cakes. So the first one, you just leave it round like that. So that's your body of your bunny. But then you take your second cake pan and you cut it like so and like so. And you're left with bunny ears. These would be the ears. So you got two bunny ears and a bow tie. So, and you would do a little bit more cutting to get your bow tie to work out. So that when you're finished, so now we have a cake and we have a bunny ear and a bunny ear. And then the inside of that piece is the bow tie on the bunny. And then you would decorate it. You know, you could add some little stuff like so, and you could do this. And you have a bunny cake. And I had forgotten about those. A friend of mine actually posted that she made one of these, I guess yesterday, for Easter and decorated it. But anyway, so my idea is I'm going to cut my circles. I'm going to cut these pieces off. Not for bunny ears, though. Okay. So if I can cut through this. My hands are kind of bothering me today, but we'll see. And I'm not worried about them being perfect, because they won't be. But I'm trying to cut some here. And then I'll cut some on this side. And then now, I'm not making Easter bunnies. Someone said, so these are like petals to my flowers. I will get me a center though to work with. Why don't I just use cut me out a piece of this there's a piece in there. Cut me out a piece of this right here, and I'm going to use my little glue mat. This is a Stampin' Up product, this little glue mat, which is wonderful. I just need to clean mine. All right, here's kitty number 2. This is Sophie. She's my, I guess what you call a tortoiseshell cat kitty. So yeah, hey baby, you gonna be in my video, honey? I guess I should separate all of them, because I got a lot of them here. I probably don't need all of them. So let's see how this works. Let's separate. Hey baby, hey Sophie, you gonna go up on the top? She has a place, there's a cabinet over here in the top corner of my desk. Yeah, and she likes to get up on it and get up in a box up there. You gonna go up there, darling? Go up there on the top. Climb up. Going up. You gonna go up there? Here you go. Or you're going in one of the cubbies. Okay. So I'm not real sure. Let me just try it without that first and see how. Whoops, that's 2. So we put a few down, and maybe layer them like so. I'm not sure I need the round piece yet. I'm wondering too if just stapling it would be the easy thing to do. That might actually work. I might try to staple. Let's see. I have my stapler. I have a big old-fashioned stapler. I don't know if I can get hold of it all to get it in there though. Let's see. We shall try. We will try the staple method and see if it works. Get it in there, like, about like so. Yeah, I messed up right there. Well, I didn't even get that piece on there. And that one came done. So I can just glue a couple. Let's just glue a couple of them. I'll glue you in there. And I hear Harley's little toenails coming. That's my grand puppy. My son's little dog. Like I said, she's precious. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I would have to plan a little better if I'm going to staple it. I didn't, because I did not plan that real well. Okay, but that works. And then I'd probably want to put something in the middle. Let me get out my... Oh, I had this from the other day too. I use a smaller. So if any of you ever had a punch get stuck, you know, when you go and you punch it, and then it stays in the down position and you can't get it undone. Yeah, well, which one is this? This is the 3/4 inch. Where's my 1 inch? Well, that happened to this one. This is my 5/8 of an inch, and it is jammed in there, and I have tapped it, and, whoa, wait, it just came undone, y'all. Oh, wait, I about undid it again. I did. I had it undone, and then I see that little piece of paper in there that's getting stuck, causing it to stick. I don't know where my tweezers are. That's what I need. It's the tweezers to pull that out. And I have some somewhere. One of these days, I will get this room cleaned up. There. There it came out. Okay, I think that one might be working again. There's that's the one I want. I want my 1 inch. This one was not big enough. Get my 1 inch. But yeah, I had that get stuck on me, and I was so upset because it wouldn't come undone. I think the 1 inch is what I needed for this. Yes. And then I can glue that in the center. And I'll tell you what, and I started to do it. Here we go. Kind of put that in the center, sort of. All right, and then let's go ahead and put this on the back just to give it some stability. So this embellishment would go directly on a piece of, to be a piece of ephemera or on a page, and not see the back of it. I could see some petals sticking out possibly off of something. Okay, so there's one. I don't like that sticking out, so I probably am going to want to do something else to that. Let me try and go ahead and use this and just use glue this time and see how this works. We're doing the letter E, and I'm going to just put my E right there. Alrighty, and here. And here. All right, let's just go ahead and start gluing. Why don't I do that? Let's get some glue. All right, now I've got glue here, and here. Go like that side better. Okay. Here. So this is going to be a pretty big piece of ephemera, but yeah, like I said, for my practice, I wanted to use the larger circle punch for my first ones, and then we'll go and we'll do some with smaller circle punches. And also, while I'm sitting here doing this, I had another idea as well, so we will play with another idea. E for ephemera or embellishment. I'm sure that's what everybody else is doing too. And then you also have, like I said, envelope. That turned out pretty good. And we'll put a little circle in the middle. I'm kind of thinking I prefer this to the stapling for this particular project. There we go. Cute. And you could also like add a button to the center of this or some other little embellishment. You could, oh, something I always like to do. Let me just go ahead and do one right here. If I can find it. Give me a second here. Not that drawer. This drawer maybe. Is this one? This one. This one. Nope. Never mind. Let's see. Let me look one more place. Is it over here? I'm sorry if I've got my arm in a thing. I can't find my just regular old hole punch. I was looking for my hole punch. I don't know where it is. So something I like to do is just dip my regular old hole punch and punch out little dots. But I can't find it. Oh, I don't know where it is. Where's my hole punch? I really need to clean this room big time. Like big time. I don't know. I don't know where my hole punch is, so forget that. But you could punch little tiny holes and glue the little holes all over the thing too. So that would be cute. All right, next idea, and I'm going to go down to, all right, so this was 2 3/8. How about the 1 7/8? We'll go back to that size. Be a little bit more doable. Get some more pages here that I can punch out. Okay, so let's do 1 7/8 inch. So that's just under 2 inches. We'll see how we like this one. Come on. All right. And I can probably use I might be able to use the 3/4 inch for my base on this one, since I used a 1 1/2 inch. I'll use a 1 inch for my base on this. And I'm going to go ahead and use this one because I won't be using that for a tag now. I'll cut out a couple of these. These are just going to be like my little base to give it some backbone, a little bit of backbone, so it doesn't, so it's not so flimsy. Oh yeah, I had stuff written all over the back of that. Alrighty, so and now we're going to cut my pieces for my cut my petals. Cut my petals. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm cutting with my right hand, y'all. I'm left-handed, but most of the time I cut with my left-handed hand. But for some reason today I'm cutting with my right hand. Maybe that's why it feels so weird. I don't know. But it doesn't feel right to use my left hand for this for some reason. I don't know why. It's very weird, I know. Very weird. I'll move those out of the way. Let's cut some more. Oh, I forgot the other thing I was going to do. So let me go ahead and do it. I wanted to crinkle these up. And I might have to just do them individually. We'll see what the crinkle looks like. Have some that are crinkly. Some crinklies. All right, so I've got crinklies, and then let me spread them back out. crinkle that one so well. 3. And I know some of you might have been following me and waiting for some other things that I never finished. I will try to get those done. Now Easter's over. I do have a project I need to get done, but I got Easter behind me, so I might be able to get some of this other. Ooh, there's Ivy. Some of this other stuff done. No, no, no. You need to go on. Go. Go get in your box. Here's your box. Get in it. Ivy, get in your box, or you're going to have to go out the room. You're going to have to leave the room if you don't get in your box. So strange that I'm cutting with my right hand. All right, come on, Ivy. You got to leave the room. Excuse me just a minute. I'm going to pause. Okay, so I'm back. Adorable little kitty just likes to be involved in everything I'm doing, but yeah. So while I was putting her out of the room, and I still have the other cat and the dog in here. I think the dog's in here. I realized I didn't ink anything. So I went back. I pulled, I was able to ink it put together. I mean, it's probably not any worse than inking ahead of time. I also went and inked the edges of a bunch of the ones I had already cut a little while ago. So that they will already be inked. But if you forget to ink and then decide you want to ink, which I felt like it needed to be to give it some additional dimension. And like I said, they're not perfect, but it does add some dimension and depth to the flowers. So what I would suggest doing is getting these don't look like they're from the same book, but that's okay. Get your pieces and go ahead and ink the circle. I should have taken these apart to do it. Sometimes it's easier, the thickness of the paper, it's easier if you have one underneath it to ink two at the same time, because this paper is not real stiff. So I do that a lot. Okay, and then I'll cut my little and I crinkled a bunch. So I got a bunch here that have been crinkled and some that have not been crinkled. So these last couple are not crinkled. But I did a bunch that were. All right, and so now I can finish these petals. And so definitely do it before you cut the petals, though. Do it while they're still circles, because then that was a whole lot easier than me trying to individually do them. All right, so now I'm going to bring out my little base again, and I'm going to go ahead and put glue on it. And I hate to do that to Ivy. She's really a sweet kitty, but she wants to be right there on top of everything I'm doing, and it's hard to do anything when she does that to me. Oh, bless her. Oh, okay, let's do the side so that the side showing is has ink on it. So I think this is what I did the first time. I just put 4, across from each other. That one doesn't look too crinkly, but that's okay. And of course, they're not going to be the same size because I'm hand cutting these, but that's okay too. I'm going to go ahead and put some more glue, down to catch these last few. I feel like I got probably used a little bit too much glue, but that's all right. We'll deal with it. Okay. Let's put this down. And again, I did the crinkle effect for, again, to add some more texture and dimension. You may or may not like that. I don't like that one. I'll do something with more ink on it, this one. But I just wanted to show a different option. Okay. All right, and then I need a piece to put in the center. I think this time, what do I need? I need my 3/4 inch, I think. for this one, I think I'm going to use a little color. Put that. This is what I used on that tag I made the other day. It's pretty paper. All right. Probably would have been better to put it on my piece and not on my... That one's kind of sticking out far, but that's okay. And then, I mean, if you wanted to, you could go do some green ones the same way and put some green leaves sticking out behind it. I might go back and do that later. Cut out some green pieces. So there's that. The other thing you could do is mix the straight, put the straight ones on the bottom and the crinklies on top. I don't know if that's going to make a whole lot of difference, but we'll try one. I don't know why I put my glue back on my lid. Might as well just leave it off for a couple minutes. All right, just leave the glue open. So I'm going to take a couple of these that are not crinkly and put them down first. Just still pages that have just been, book pages that have just been cut and not crinkled. Okay, now I'm going to add some crinkly ones. All right, crinkly. That one I did not get, some of these I did not get very crinkly, or I didn't put enough ink on them. I'm going to crinkle them a little bit more here. Put them in my hands. Just crinkle them up. Crinkle them up. All right. Okay. Hey, they're crinkly now. All right. Here we go. Crinkly. I know, baby. I hear you out there. I said she's really sweet, but she has to be the center of attention. I know, baby. She's scratching on the door. It's like a dog. It's okay, Ivy. I can't let you in right now because you get in my stuff. You have to stay out, baby. All right, let's see how those look. How's that going to look with a piece on top of it? Not a whole lot of difference between that. I wonder about putting 4 more crinkly pieces on. How that will do. Put a few more. Make it a little extra crinkly. I don't know. Let's see. Sophie, you gonna go to the door, baby? Let's just see. We'll try. We'll put 4 more instead of doing 8. We'll do 12. Sophie, you want to go out there with Ivy? Want to go out with Ivy? I need to put some more ink on one of these. Oh, that one's not too bad. I'll use this one. I wish I had ink. I'm going to ink it. I'm going to use this side of it. Okay, so here we go. I'll put that one kind of like right here. Okay, so a little bit extras on the crinklies. And let's put a piece inside. I'm going to use a 3/4 of an inch circle. Come on, did it not come out? Oh, there it is. It turned upside down on me. Put it right there. Oh no, I kind of feel like I need another one right there that maybe I just didn't. Maybe I need another one even. That one's not inked at all though. All right, we'll just do that. It definitely needs another one though. Hang on. Get it figured out, Kimberly. Ugh, okay. Here we go. Let's pull that back off while it's still wet. All right, I'm gonna put one more right here. I feel like it needs another petal. It probably needs some leaves. So I think if you're gonna put another layer, you need to put on another 8. So instead of 12, you need 16. So there we go. But I think if I added a couple petals to that, it would look good. Now they are smaller than these, but not a ton smaller. So I'm going to try another batch. I'm going to set these aside. I'm going to try another batch using a, what's the other circle size I have up there? All right, let me get out. A 1. That's not a whole lot smaller. 1 3/4. We'll do a 1 3/4 inch. Let's see how that goes. It's a little bit smaller. Let's see. Let's see if I can get some out of this one. Yeah. All right. Get my ink here. Do a couple of these at a time. I don't know that I'm gonna, I don't know if I'm gonna crinkle them or not. Can't decide if I like them crinkled or straight. I think I do kind of like them crinkled. It's more work, but I like the effect. Yes, hello, Sophie. You're a good girl. You are. You're a good girl. All right, I'm going to pause and finish this